What's going on, everybody? This is Stubbs here from Retro Handhelds, joined today by our friends at Pimax. We got Snake here, and we got Josh. Welcome, fellows, to the stream, to the show. So we're going to be answering all of your hot and burning questions about the Pimax Portal. You've already seen my live stream as well as Aish's review here. Rob has one on the way soon, so expect more content there. But also, hey, Rob. Hey, Aish.
Hey.
You guys doing good? You feeling good?
Oh,
I'm doing good.
Oh.
You got your pickle preferences ready?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Lifelong.
Perfect.
And I wasn't told until just a few minutes ago that I needed a pickle preference.
You got pickle ambushed, sir. But you know what? But that's just how it goes here on this podcast. So everybody, if you've been following the content, the Pimax Portal has kind of shooken things up a bit. They're bringing in 144 hertz screen to the table, a 4K resolution, which is crazy for a handheld. You saw us back at CES when Thor and I were there with Russ, and it's something we've been really interested in ever since. And so having the chance to sit down with one to try it out and really getting to see what this Android chip can do has been pretty cool. Aish, your review is the most recent. What was your final kind of summarization at the end?
I think it's a great device. There's still a lot of potential that needs to be exploited, at least from what I was able to get with it. But overall, I was really amazed by the performance on it. There really wasn't anything I could throw at it that it couldn't run, so that's awesome. And especially being Android, I'm a fan of Android. So yeah, overall, I was really impressed with it.
Yeah, and I think too, my big takeaway was I loved those magnets the most, first of all. I don't know how you got those working. So, oh no, don't torture me. I want that back.
Satisfying.
I ended up picking up a white 128 model just a few days ago, so I'm excited to have the magnets back in my life. Oh, that's my favorite part. Sorry.
It's that V90 snap, but just...
I know, it's so satisfying, though. Ultimately, just tossing it in midair. We were doing antics on the last live stream trying to toss the controller, and it would always catch.
I'm feeling left out here.
Yeah, Rob, you gotta try tossing the left side and the right side together.
Yeah, I'm going.
And then, yes, you got to be more dangerous with it. You got to put it in danger.
That's magnets are an awesome
most
idea.
exciting. You're so good.
It's never going to wobble. It's going to stay there. Like with the Switch, the rails eventually start to give out. So this was a really good idea. I was worried that it wasn't going to hold as well as it does, but playing with it, I forget that it just comes off. Unless you really have to pull at an angle. Like the only way to really get them off is like this. If you try to pull up, it's on there pretty good. So yeah, I really like it.
It's a great design. It's a very well thought out design for sure.
Yep, and that'll kind of pivot us right into the Pimax Portal live show now. So you guys actually prepared some graphics for us. This is our first, I guess, co-stream we've ever done with a brand before. So this is kind of new, but let's have some fun here. So what do you guys have for us today?
All right, do you want to start off, Snake?
Hi, we're here to share you some. Yeah, it's already here. It's a good news that you can order Pimax Portal from Amazon.
Right. Yeah, you have a $50 coupon on the page, and then if you use your phone and QR scan this code, people get an extra 20 off for 70 total.
Yeah, that's actually correct. So you can do the $20 with the webinar coupon, the $50 shop coupon code, and those do stack together whenever you purchase through Amazon.
Okay.
Very nice.
And here's what we've been doing after we published this product. The first time at the last year when we published this product is a very not stable handheld. I can't even play the most simple game on it, but now it's a very mature product. I think it's available for everyone now.
Well, I think that grab that there. I think that yeah, it was wonky. It was buggy at CES. There's no denying that. It was not performing in its finest light. And so now you guys have had some time to perfect it, to get software optimizations, improve the quality, and offer some options for, I guess, the D-pad, right? You were talking about that too, which is great. So now here we are in July, and you have it up on Amazon for sale, which is cool because people want things now. We're spoiled, and we have Amazon, so adding that there, I think, was key. But yeah, what else do you got for us?
All right, so Snake, he was actually just directing that to you. Sorry, guys, I'm having a little bit of trouble with the webcam right now.
We lost Josh.
Yeah, no problem. I'll be back up in just a minute, but
No
you
worries.
still have me audio, right?
So people have been, we can still hear you. Okay. So people have been asking about VR mode, and I heard that's not coming until August. Is that right?
Right now, it's looking like we'll be shipping out the new Portal View headset design in September. So that one, we've made some adjustments from the original design. We've improved the comfort, the fit, and of course the balance as well. I think it's a big step up over what we were previously offering.
Perfect. Okay. And the Portal, there's two offerings, right? For the LCD model, you have one just a standard view, and then the QLED, you had one that had a 6,000 milliamp hour battery pack on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Okay.
So we will have the standard one, that's the one without the battery, and the one with the battery is actually 6,000 milliamp hours.
Perfect.
So it doubles the capacity.
Well, what's better about having it like that is the fact that you get that counterweight on the back, so it doesn't hurt your neck as much when you're kind of, looking down in VR, which is key, having that counterweight, which I guess people could probably self-mod the lower model, right?
Self-mod the lower model. Yeah, no, that's
just throw on a battery pack, strap it to the one that doesn't, the lower end SKU there.
Yes, that's totally possible. Okay. You can just run a USB-C right up into the bottom of the unit, actually. So if you've got it on, there's no problem getting juice into it. You just have to route a cable up there somehow.
Okay. Well, cool. And then as far as the VR mode experience itself, is the quality going to look better with the QLED model, you think, over the LCD, as far as it's right up against your face, right?
And yeah, it is right up against your face. There's not going to be any difference in the actual pixel density whenever you've got the 4K LCD or the 4K QLED. But what you're really going to see is a big difference in the contrast ratios. That QLED panel brings you really close to the performance of an OLED. It's not quite as good in terms of contrast, but the colors are super vibrant. It's a really beautiful image. The LCD is still really great too, and you're getting that really great resolution, with the colors and contrast ratio on the QLED are just really good.
Yeah, it's hard for me to step from the QLED to the LCD, but I got to try that LCD. I want to compare the two.
Same.
So
I'm curious to check it out.
I am too. Will the VR mode work on PC? Like, can you connect it to your PC and use it in Steam VR mode?
Yeah, we are still working on that, but later it will be available on PC. Both, if you buy a Portal, you can play Steam VR games via virtual desktop. And if you buy Portal QLED, it have a micro HDMI port on here.
Nice.
And
okay.
You can use it as a native PC VR.
Oh, that'll be fun.
That would be really nice. Yeah.
Same micro HDMI is also compatible with our WiGig module, which we have prepared for the Crystal and the Portal. It's also going to work with the other Reality Series headsets. So that gives you the ability to pop in that little module there and stream directly through that 60 gigahertz wireless whenever you're dealing with WiGig 1. So that's really nice.
Nice. And what's the field of view for the Portal? Remind me on that one.
The FOV numbers on the Portal, we've jumped around with the lenses a couple of times. I'm actually not entirely sure what we're reporting as the measured horizontal or diagonal FOV on the newest revision of the lenses.
Okay.
Somewhere around the 90 to 100 degree range. It's right in there. So it's similar to the Quest 2.
Okay, great. Yeah, and the Quest 2 has plenty of field of view to see everything.
Anecdotally, with our earlier revisions of the unit, whenever I tried it on, I felt that the FOV was a little wider than the Quest 2. But like I said, we've been swapping out lenses and swapping interfaces. So,
okay, well, that's really good news. Thanks, Josh. And you also have some new accessories that are going to come along with the Portal.
Yeah.
Snake?
Yeah, we are still developing this Portal XL, the 8.8 big screen handheld module, and the Ministation. The Ministation is a Windows PC, which is very, very small and portable.
Really? Okay. So that docks it to. Is this the dock you're talking about, or the XL attachment?
The Ministation. I'll show you.
Oh, the Ministation. Yes.
Yes, we'd love to see it.
But it's still too prototype. I don't want to see the. I don't want you to see the Ministation.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, we'll
just want everyone know we are still developing it.
So the Ministation is a Windows handheld, is that right?
No, it's a Windows mini PC.
Oh,
it's
okay.
It's battery operated, AMD driven, AMD SoC, not SoC, APU driven Windows PC. It's intended to be used as like a tethering device together with the Portal, or, well, yes, ideally with the Portal. So you can use the Portal screen as a monitor for the PC and pop into VR using it as an option for Windows computing on the go. And you also have the opportunity to stream some games directly from the PC to the Portal via your own wireless network. So you can either use Wi-Fi 6E for that, or you can use that WiGig module. So it just takes the Portal that you already have and it adds some PC functionality on top of what we were already providing. Of course, you could also just pop a cable into it, hook it up to a monitor, and use it as a mini PC if that's what you want to do.
Is there any chance that's going to be compatible with the XL attachment?
With the XL attachment? Yeah, yes, that would be compatible with the XL attachment. So the mini PC is a separate unit altogether. So it will function independently as its own, as just any other Windows computer. You could think of something similar to like having a GPD Win 4 in your pocket, but without the screen. Without no screen, no keyboard, just a brick that's a computer with a battery.
Okay.
That's the goal, is to take that Windows experience and give you the opportunity to pocket that alongside the Portal and give you that expanded functionality wherever you go. It's kind of the all-in-one computing and gaming device concept that seems to be very popular in the industry these days. Well,
yeah, and that's necessary. Keeping up with the other brands, making sure you guys are out doing your own thing with it, which you really are. You've brought the most unique product to market, which is, it's kind of amazing how many different things it can do. One thing as retro gamers that we're always trying to push is having like the best D-pad and ABXY buttons possible. So, and I know that's a future talking point here that we'll get into, but that's just really a big focus, as well as, of course, emulation performance. So having a Snapdragon 865 equivalent with that, what is that, XR2 in there, is key to running PS2 emulation, up to Vita, Switch emulation. I mean, it's kind of crazy. Martin was showing me at CES some of the things you guys have discovered with some of the emulation side, and it kind of blows my mind. What do you think about that one?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, emulation has been really great on it. So, one of the very first things that I ended up doing was setting up Ryu, Jinx, and Yuzu on here. So here I can't get Yuzu set up on it because right now we're only on Android 10. I'm waiting for the Android 12 update. So I had to go with another Nintendo Switch emulator on Android.
Right.
So Skyline was discontinued, and then you got
Yuzu and
all right.
Yeah.
Well, Yuzu is only Android 12 and up right now as well. It doesn't support Android 10 unless you do a side-loaded version. But then that was a little bit of a pain to get running.
You could do Egg and S, but
performance is really good.
Yeah, Mario Odyssey was running, which surprised me.
I played all the way through Bayonetta 2 on it. Played 1 and 2.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
and
I showed a little bit of it too. And yeah, Switch runs really, really good. I was very surprised.
I think it's just those ARM processors really do have a leg up whenever it comes to emulating the Switch's hardware and software.
I was looking at it, and it's not. I mean, yeah, it's a newer chip, but it's not that different to what the Switch can actually do. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen with these emulators because of that overclocked GPU. So I know it's only going to get better. It's very, very exciting to see what happens there.
Does Pimax have a timeline for the Android 12 update? Because that would definitely be a big deal.
Oh yeah.
So Snake, did we have a good timeline on when Android 12 might be available?
We are still planning on that, but we can say an accurate time because we still have some bugs to fix. We'll do everything before Android 12 update because there's still so many things to do on this version.
So sorry guys, we can't give you a date at this point in time, but we'll keep you posted and whenever we do know.
Yeah.
Nope. That's fair enough. Any other
sorry.
Yeah. No, Aish.
Sorry, if anybody really wants to do Switch emulation, just remember that the final release of Skyland Edge is still an option. So you can still get that, and it's going to run really, really good. That's the latest and greatest version that they gave us. So that's still a solid option for Switch emulation.
And don't forget the driver support for Snapdragon. So it is still running that Snapdragon XR2, so that helps a lot.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's exactly what I ended up finally getting set up on the portal that I use here. And it's a really good experience.
Well, we appreciate you guys listening to customer feedback, to fan feedback out there, and making some of these changes. It's really cool to see where you've come, starting from January to where we are here in July. And yeah, looking forward to trying this out more. So, did you have any more updates you wanted to share?
Snake, was there anything else to add?
Yeah. I gotta tell everybody a fun.
What's this?
With this, it's with this. You can say, "Oh, my webcam is."
Oh yeah, this is what you were showing us on Thursday. This is
the Tate mode.
Oh, so I have to be honest. That's probably one of the first things I'm going to be doing.
Oh man, Phelps is going to be all over this.
With this, you can play photo
cool.
like this.
It's really cool.
Just like this, and you can play some game like Striker. Yeah. I'll find the ROMs. Sorry.
Okay. Well, this is kind of cool.
Yeah, this is really cool.
It'll be a lot cooler once it's running.
Yeah,
you
Snake.
Can play game like this.
Yeah.
We're gonna call you Solid Snake. Probably never heard that one before.
That's where I get my name. Yeah.
Really? From Metal Gear Solid?
Yeah.
That's awesome. So
That's
wait.
really cool that you guys did that with the Tate.
Other handhelds can do this.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's pretty sick. I have to admit I like that one.
Yeah, I'll be taking one of those now. Do you have? Where do we get the add-on?
We're still making the material better because this is a 3D printer.
My camera changed again.
No, but when I was in the review, I
can
was
still
thinking
hear you,
about
Josh.
that. Like, wow, this would be really good for Tatsu mode because you just take them right off and put them on the side. So I'm really glad you guys are doing that.
Snake. Oh.
He's gonna use more E.
Hey, Kyle. Yeah, it's you don't hardly ever see brands actually talking about emulation on camera, and that's something unique about you guys that you're willing to actually go there, and it's daring and I might say respectable. It's nice to see it. We exist. We're out here. We're emulating. We're in the back.
Absolutely.
We're in the back basements here emulating away. So why not talk about it?
I think it's getting pretty mainstream nowadays.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think emulation is a fantastic thing to get into. I really like the game preservation aspect of it.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That
Steam
is
pretty much started a revolution, like changed all of that with emulation, and it's nice to see you guys like following suit with that because the reality is people were going to do it anyway. So it's something that people are going to buy these handhelds, they're going to find a way to run these games. So just knowing that the people behind them know, hey, this is what people want out of it, means a lot because people are going to feel, okay, we're getting more support for this. So that's a huge plus.
But really, it's a bit funny because whenever we first started putting out the portal, I spoke with the owner of the company, I spoke with the CEOs. We've done these different road shows and events, and they didn't see emulation as a use case at all. Initially, they were thinking purely in terms of the Android gaming platform, Google Play, and then virtual reality, and those two things running the show. And so and of course I knew that that's absolutely correct for some markets. Like if you sell this thing in China, in Japan, sell it over in India, those markets are people are ravenous for good quality mobile games. And they do really, really well. You walk down the street in China, you see a bunch of school children sat over at a bench somewhere, eating food. They're all crowded around. Like 20 kids will be sitting there playing the same exact mobile game together. It's a huge communal thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Like Genshin Impact and all that?
Oh, absolutely.
Right. But there is, in my opinion, quite a bit less of that over on this side of the pond. So I knew at the first glance, like we really need to push emulation as, a forefront feature, something like a go-to for people. But that's, a little bit odd, obviously emulation, the state of it being what it is, it's kind of a gray area, I suppose.
In most of the world, but doesn't have to be all the time.
No, I feel like that's changing.
I think so. Yeah.
Game preservation, absolutely, it's important. I think these are really important topics to kind of bring up. Speaking of topics to bring up, so if we move on to the next section here, the Q&A. What about that D-pad? That's everybody's main thing to throw shade at the portal. It's the one thing that us retro gamers come back to is the D-pad's separated. We understand it's 4 buttons because multiplayer and all that. You want to have it be like the Switch. But for retro gaming, it tends to not be the greatest with that teardrop design. So what options do we have to improve upon that for our use case?
We think the D-pad thing, you can just, when you have a D-pad like this, you can play multiplayer games with your friends. And when you need a traditional D-pad like this or or this, you can just use some. Would you slide to the next page, Peter?
Yeah.
got some.
Let's take a look at the next page there.
Yeah,
Rob?
I think we.
Thank you, sir.
And the next page. Yeah.
Oh,
We
what's
got some-
this?
Yeah, we got some add-ons like this that can solve the problem.
Okay.
We don't make this. We just buy it from Taobao. It's
Really?
like, yeah.
Now
And
the one.
we are still finding the same thing on Amazon, so we can just let people buy it.
Josh, you're giving a giggle right now. What gives?
It just I love Snake. It's just well, it just I just blatantly honest. He's like, we don't make this. We bought it on Taobao.
Oh, you know what? That's important
Yeah.
to
I mean, that's a
mean-
good thing. It's easily purchasable. It's accessible. You know, that's okay.
yeah, you get it. You're gonna get
Yeah.
it for cheap that way, and
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear that. You know why? Because the other solution was these Switch add-on ones you buy on Amazon, which Aish has one there, and it doesn't totally fit. So this one off Taobao, I'm hoping is a tighter fit.
Yeah.
Okay. I see the one you've got over there, Aish. That looks pretty
Yeah.
good.
I have the separated one too, but I felt like it was a little too big. The circle one just feels a little bit better the way it sits. But because of the shape of the buttons, the cutouts for it, it won't sit all the way in. So the double-sided tape just barely kind of makes contact. And for
Yep.
most games, it's fine. But when you're playing like a fighting game, like I was playing Marvel vs. Capcom, and I'm trying to do Hadoukens on it, and as I'm rolling, actually not eventually, like by the 5th or 6th time, it just came off because it doesn't really sit all the way in. So this could be an actual like a viable option because it's gonna reduce your inputs like a normal dome D-pad would, but it still needs a little bit of work.
Right. It's not quite the right fit.
Exactly.
guess-
Yeah.
It would be nice to see Pimax focus and potentially make their own version of it.
Yeah.
That actually fits specifically for the Portal. That'd be pretty neat.
Like if you could get this to have maybe some type of pivot in the middle, because right now if I push it down, I get all the buttons pressed. So maybe a little bit of pivot, get a little bit of a better adhesive with the buttons, and yeah, definitely it's a very viable choice for just a cover on there.
I'm a stickler for the center post on the D-pads.
Oh yeah.
It for me personally, it just makes a really big difference in the feel of the D-pad. I kind of got a little bit of a beef with Russ from Retro Gamecore about it, because he said he liked the GPD Win 4 D-pad more than he liked the Vita D-pad, and I think he might have been a little overly praiseful that day.
The funny thing is they're not quite identical. I actually took some time and really spent time just comparing the two, and the Vita one has a little bit more movement in it, which
They're not. I have
prefer.
both right here. Actually,
I think the Vita one is better overall. I think there's just a slight little more
Much.
movement in that D-pad that helps it a lot.
It's a little bit more than slight. Let me grab my pair real quick. See, I have it right here.
Oh, you got nice.
Right
You got a
down.
blue one too. Oh yeah.
See,
I like the silver.
Yeah,
oh, it's a
I
little
have a
dirty.
blue one.
Sorry,
I love
sorry.
that one.
Trying to center this.
Nice. Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
you
there's
want.
definitely a good amount of
Yeah.
wiggle right
Yeah.
there.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
yeah, the Win 4.
Yeah, I have the Win 4 right here.
Me too.
Yeah,
I'm-
it doesn't
It's
move as much.
Stiffer, yeah.
Yeah.
It
It's
doesn't move as much.
stiffer. It doesn't have as much move, and it doesn't have that post in the center, which
doesn't,
really
no.
annoys me. It's still a really, really good D-pad. It's still
Yeah.
It's very
really,
good, yeah.
really good.
You know,
But it's still
my
just like a little bit short of the Vita D-pad.
Yep.
biggest difference,
Still,
I think,
it's still
is
precise.
that when you press the Vita D-pad, you have a little bit of a give after you press it all the way down. Like you'll feel that click, and then you can still press down a little bit more on it.
Yeah,
Whereas
it's
the Win
that
4
extra
one
movement in
stops.
it, which I like. I like that it has that extra movement.
I do too. Yeah, this is
Yep.
the only click of D-pad I actually like.
They're close though. GPD's pretty close. In fact, they've been refining it over the past year and a half. Like they keep getting better and better at it.
They do a really great job over there with their products. I've purchased the Win
Yeah.
4. It's actually the PC that I'm streaming this on right now.
No
And,
way.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
I'm
I've
pretty
actually used the Wimax 2 for some of my video production, so their
No way.
devices are pretty awesome.
I mean,
yeah.
those chips
Yeah.
are very, very capable.
They
Like,
are.
We
It's
moved
the
love
on.
only
the
one that has it's the only one that has the keyboard and the mouse and something small enough to be pocketable.
Yep.
So I
Yeah.
can make sure if I need to do any sort of Windows task, there's no reason that I can't have a computer with me at all times.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome. And with the 3 ports on it, it's so useful as a PC that even before I get to gaming with it, it's already justified its price point, in my opinion. It was a really good. I think it's a great project.
The reasons I like this
Yeah.
version versus the new one, it has an extra USB port. Buy it
Yeah.
with four. Yeah, buy it with
Yeah,
four.
sorry.
Yeah, no,
You see
it's got that Octolink thing on it. I'm not a fan.
No.
No. Are you gonna get the new 7840U revision?
If it had a USB-A on it, I might.
Yeah, I know. Right? I'm sticking with the
That's been my argument
6800.
for the 6800U.
That's
yeah,
why
I've been
I'm-
saying like you lose that USB-A
that's-
port, you know,
That's what
Yeah.
I was saying too.
and it's still very
I
performant.
don't
mean, it
want to
does well.
carry an Octolink to USB-A adapter or some sort of
No.
like.
Right.
Just having that USB-A adapter right from the get-go is awesome.
Yep.
It's so good.
Agreed.
You know, and I like the Steam Deck too. Though the Steam Deck has been a really great device, and I think we took a lot of cues for the ergonomics of the Portal XL from that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying
I
earlier.
think it's
This is a
neat. I
GPD
respect
screen
that
now.
you guys acknowledge that what GPD is doing as well, and why not? They have a lot of things that they've done right, and it's good to learn from them as well.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
No, that's what I was saying
I-
earlier about like Steam Deck and Valve. Like, I like that you guys are kind of following a little bit of what they've been doing, because they've been doing a lot of things right. Like starting with the whole acknowledging emulation, that's huge. I think companies being more honest about what consumers are going to do with their product is a big deal. And that XL, like as soon as I saw it and I looked at my Steam Deck, I'm like, oh, this is going to be comfortable. I'm excited for that one. By the way, does that have a battery pack in it?
It does. It does have an extra battery in it.
Nice.
So that's gonna be a really nice one coming out. I'm pretty excited about it. The first time I saw the prototypes for the XL, it was really impressive how much they had clearly copied and pasted. And so they've done a little bit of revision since then, and it's coming out a little bit more individualistic now. But the ergonomics are going to be really nice, and I love the way the Steam Deck fits in my hands. It's so.
I think one of the things I really love about the Portal is just how modular it is, and what the potential uses can be for the device. And I think that's what makes it definitely stand out among other Android handhelds for sure.
Yeah, a use case. I mean, I've always been a fan of devices that can just be used and re-implemented in one way after another.
Yeah.
It kind of leads how I purchase products. Like, even if I'm reduced down to just one electronic, like my phone, I still want it to be able to do everything. All right. So, I think the Portal really just hit a little bit differently than a lot of other Android devices, just because of what you're getting in terms of capabilities and possibilities with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a pretty good size too. Like, it's surprising how small this actually is. Like, when you take the controllers, like here's my phone, like stacked right next to it. It's just a little bit thicker than my phone with the case on it, and it's wider. So I like that. It's pretty comfortable to use. It's lighter than I thought it was going to be, and the ergonomics, again, when you're having something this small, like, it's not going to be the best because just of the size of it. But overall, I was really surprised with it. Like, I didn't mind holding this at all for longer play sessions. And I like that you can just take one side off. Like, if you're gonna play like with the XP, the GPD XP, or if you're gonna play like a MOBA game and you don't need the other controller, just take it off and use one.
Okay. So like this then. This is how you're playing it.
Well, some games, like if you're playing like Wild Rift, where you can still use the touchscreen, you just want to map like movement, and you don't want like the extra bulk of it, you can just do that. The GPD XP, I'm sorry, had that. So it's versatile. There's a lot of attachments that can happen with this.
We had actually someone from a retro handheld gaming YouTube channel came by the booth at CES this year, and he had one of those GPDs you're referring to, the one that has the removable side controller. He had one in his pocket, was carrying around, I think using it as his main phone, actually. It was pretty cool to see that. Interesting to see you bring it up again. Yeah, I do. Yeah. I have had multiple people tell me that they're using it in that way. For me, I barely ever touch Android games, so that never even occurred to me. So it's really great when the community just sees things like this and they find all these new and interesting ways to use the device. I think it's just going to keep getting better.
I agree.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I want to say I want to thank all the communities. Thank you very much. Without you, the product will not be this perfect like this one I showed before. We never come out with this idea. For myself, I'm a PlayStation player, so all my games are original. So I don't think why you hold this device like this.
Oh, it's
but
great.
Our community inspired us. They make our product better. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you for being receptive of the community too. That's also really important. We definitely appreciate that the fact that you're willing to listen to some of our feedback, and criticisms as well. So it does help both ways,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, we think it's really important to take community feedback into account. This is something that's been a big push for us at the company, is trying to connect better with the community, understanding the people who purchase our products and why, and just taking every advantage we can in terms of getting to know what people want so that we can sell it to them.
Yeah.
And I think it's a better way to do business. I think it's definitely having good outcomes for us right now over at the office. And it's definitely really encouraging to see us going down this direction.
And Josh, people are asking, is the 128 gig model coming to Amazon soon?
I believe that right now the 128 gigabyte isn't available because we're still meeting some backlogged orders. It should eventually end up coming back into stock, but I might have to check back and give you an update on it. Do you know when that might happen, Snake?
We still need some time. I just say that.
Still need some time to answer.
Perfect. Sorry about that, guys. I was just eating my fajitas. Okay, so people are saying that there's a coupon in chat too. There's ETOPT007, which I guess gets you the $70 off in addition to the QR code, or I guess it's the same thing.
That is actually the same offer that we were showing off earlier. It's the $20 plus $50 coupon code. This is not a separate $70 offer. It's the same earlier $70 offer.
Yeah, I was gonna say it'd be weird if there's like a $135 off coupon. I'm like, we'll take it, but
yeah, no,
pretty good discount.
That's an
I have
instant
to argue with them at that.
Instant buy.
Yep.
Day cool.
1, 50% off.
Yeah. Now only. Buy.
Yeah.
Brings us to the word of the day. No, that's not right. Hold on. Word of the day is Pimax. I won.
There you go.
Okay, so not only that, but you have much more stable software now, high performance mode. Your controller has been optimized. You have vibration support added in. The quality's been improved, and the VR mode. So along with that, there's these attachments too that you are showing off here. Let's see, let's pull that back up.
Yeah, so some of these are just ergonomic grips to give you guys a little bit more of a comfortable hold on the device. If you don't want to go for the full Portal XL, you'll have a couple of stop gaps there that you can take advantage of. And then we also have the other one for the vertical orientation, the portrait Tate mode is what you called it, right?
Yeah.
Tate.
Tate. Tate.
Yeah, like Tate, but you say Tate. Yeah.
Tate.
Oh.
Potatoes. Fajitas. Delicious. You can't have any. No. Come over, everybody. Let's have some fajitas. I'm just eating my dinner while we're doing this. Don't mind me.
So these are just Switch accessories, right? They're compatible. The Pimax is compatible with the Switch.
Yeah, we did.
They're
Still from
similar
about
size,
Similar, okay.
but they're not the same size.
Okay.
Let me see.
No, it's a little bit bigger than the Lite, a little bit smaller than the regular one.
Yeah. So this is a Switch OLED. Yeah. And then this would be the Portal. You can see a couple of millimeters off the top and bottom and sides. So it's not going to be fully compatible with Switch accessories. It'll fit really well into Switch Lite cases or cases for the full-size Switch, but grips are not going to be compatible between them.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that size comparison.
Yeah, no.
So these grips will be cool. I like the one that has the kickstand. That's helpful. And yeah, I can see why you'd want a grip on the Portal because you don't have a big bump out in the back since it's so thin.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that really helps. And you guys were kind of
have analog triggers. It helps a lot to have a grip.
Yeah, that's when you want to combine this. What's the next slide? The Mario thumbstick add-on, and then that the Taobao D-pad.
Oh, the D-pad. What is that thing called? Snake. Actually, I don't know the name of that particular component.
Me too. I don't know the specific name.
Flip
grip thing?
We just
the
found
D-pad enhancer.
Oh,
Enhancer.
Maybe we can just
The
call it
Enhancer XL. Yes.
Yeah,
Wait.
it's been named now. It's the D-pad enhancer.
there you go.
TM. Yeah. Yep. I like it. Well, all right. I think that kind of ties up
So
my
we'll
questions
emulate PS2
on it. Live audience, what questions do you guys have? Pimax is here. We have Josh. You're the sales rep or the sales head.
I work in multiple departments around the company, so
Multiple hat man.
yeah, multi-hat. But my title is director of communications. So I
yes.
work with the sales and marketing teams, and then I also work with the product development team a little bit. Mostly complaining about things I don't like about the product.
Perfect. To make it better, because we want to see a V2. The first one is fun.
It's great. You can be as critical as you want, and they're like, "That's what we're paying you for."
Yes. Well, good. Hopefully, it drives it to being a better and better product. Is there a V2 on the way? We need to know that. That was my last question.
Snake, is there a Portal version 2 going to come down the road?
that will be depending on how many Portal 1 we sell out.
That's all up to you guys out there on the live stream. Now, let's move to the next. I think we have that QR code again coming up here. Order now. Yes. So if you want to get a Portal, hop on over and scan this QR code. What are you waiting for? This is crazy.
Good deal.
Yeah, it really is. Especially when you consider what you're getting. Like, we've only been talking about the handheld side of it, but there's a whole VR mode coming. And there's no other handheld right now that you can grab that's going to be able to play all of your retro games. And I really do mean like all of your retro games, and then be able to go into a headset and you have a full VR system available. That's pretty awesome. And if you consider the price, like if you were to get, let's say you were to get an Odin and you were to get a Quest 2, how much is that going to cost you? Like you're pretty much getting both of those things in here. So that's
I think that's the big value proposition, right? And the quality of the games are great. We're working with some really talented developers. Let's see, we've talked with OVR Toolkit, I believe. We've spoken with the developer of Virtual Desktop. Kayak VR's developer is supporting us. We've got a lot of them coming down the line. I'm really excited about Solar Black. It's a rhythm game where you slice various objects in half through the air to the beat of the music. And another one, Audio Trip, which happens to be the best-selling Pico 4 game in China.
Nice.
Yeah, we've got a lot of great titles coming down the road. I think people are going to be really satisfied with what they're going to be able to do with the Portal. And hopefully we'll get a couple of developers to take advantage of the docked TV living room tracking mode. I'm really
What is this?
Well, the back of the Portal has the 4 cameras, which are used for the room scale tracking, right? So we do the inside-out tracking through these cameras. But these can actually be utilized even if the headset isn't on your head. So you can dock this in front of your television with the cameras pointed out into the room, and you would still be able to collect tracking data from the controllers, for instance. So you could have this pointed out towards yourself and be playing something like a light gun game without having the headset on. So it could give you the ability to use it similarly to how you would have used the Kinect. It would be a similar experience to what you had with like the Xbox Kinect, maybe a little bit similar to what you had with the Wii.
Okay.
That's Revolution games going.
We haven't gotten. I don't know that we have any developers that are specifically looking to take advantage of that mode yet. But for me, I think it would be really cool. I would love to see some more rail shooters coming down the line. I was a really big fan of Time Crisis, the House of the Dead, those types of games. I would love those.
That's a seriously cool thing. If you could get some support for that, that's so cool.
I miss light guns so much, but it's such a pain to try to get one of those that uses the camera-based tracking, hook it up with a PC, and make it into something that me or the kid can just go over, turn on, and get started on it. It's.
And here you guys also have Pegasus running on this thing?
Sure,
Pegasus
runs fun.
So
the front end? Nice.
Now that you said that, I wanted to ask about setting up a front end. So I tried to set up a Daijisho, but I couldn't set it to go back to it when I press the home button. Is that something that we could potentially see coming later on for somebody that just wants to have like their emulation front end and then have like the Pimax front end, like 2 separate things?
We're still working on that. We want everyone to have their own homepage.
Yeah, because I
need some work to do.
Yeah, right now it's with the way that we kick out of the VR mode. It's essentially you've got 2 different launchers there. So the VR mode is essentially functioning as a launcher itself. So we have to kick back out of VR into our own home launcher. That's why you can't currently set your own launcher as the front end and just use that instead. But that will be, that's something that we're working on. We're trying to correct that and make it so you're able to use whatever you want to.
And that's something I mentioned in my review, because I did mention like, hey, you can't set up Daijisho as your home screen, but I'm like 90% sure I said, but I'm pretty sure this is something that can get fixed in software. So I'm glad that it is something that we could potentially see.
Yeah, we're aware that people would like to see that change. So it's one of the things we've got written down to pursue fixing as soon as possible, if it is possible to fix it.
And this just reminds me of like one thing when I was using it, I was thinking how cool it would be to be able to, like, you're out on the go and you're playing your games, and then when you get home, just set it in VR mode and being able to play in like a virtual living room playing that game. That would just be an awesome experience. If that's even something like just getting like the save files to work, because I'm pretty sure there's like a version of RetroArch for VR. So I know people have done it. I don't know if it would work or not. That's just like a thought that I had that would be really cool. Like you're playing your N64 games and then put it in VR mode and you can continue playing that game in like some throwback living room, just watching the game. That would be a really cool experience.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm fairly certain a version of RetroArch exists for the Quest 2.
Yeah.
So that's something we could potentially see brought over to our platform eventually. It'll depend on all of the open source developers and people out there whether or not they want to bring it on over, but I hope they do. But I believe we also have the capability of launching regular Android applications in like a big screen mode within the VR mode. So from within VR, you'll be able to look at the various installed applications, swipe through them using the controllers, and choose and launch into whatever app you want. So you could take the basic install version of RetroArch that any Android handheld device would be using, and you can view that in a massive screen inside of the headset already.
That's awesome.
That'll be like a more basic supported feature, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, that alone sounds pretty cool already.
Yeah, it does.
When you get home, just put the headset on and you have this massive screen where you're playing like Super Mario World or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's my favorite way to use VR is actually doing emulation. That and fitness apps is mostly what I end up using it for.
That's actually a pretty good use case. I do the same thing, VR workouts. That's the one way to get my
I got
brain.
another use case. Sorry.
Yeah.
Some Beat Saber in.
Beat Saber, yeah.
I think when you are out for some reason, waiting for a long time for like where when you are at airport waiting for your plane, you can just pick up your VR headset and start to play some game, virtual big screen. You don't have to play this small screen. Get a bigger one.
Yeah, put it on your face, 120-inch, display inside. Now, you're playing one of my favorite games here, Burnout Revenge for PS2. This is a very, very tough game to emulate. This is the game I always benchmark with because it's so dang hard to run. But it's running at a full 60 on the Portal, and that screen is gorgeous. This must be a QLED model.
No, it's just
that's the
LCD
that's the LED. Really?
It looks great though.
All right, yeah. I'll eat.
Look how smooth that is.
I love this game. I played when I was young at PlayStation 2 and then on Xbox One.
Oh, PS2 surprised me a lot because every game I booted just ran. I didn't really have to do anything. I think the only one that gave me a little bit of trouble was Sly Cooper, and then I just bumped it up to that high performance mode, and that's it. Like it was running, but that's already a hard game to run anyway.
Yeah, I think PlayStation 2 emulation has just really come a long way over the last couple of years, hasn't it? It's improved a lot.
Oh yeah.
It's unfortunate the emulator is not in development anymore, but I'm sure at some point somebody's going to pick that back up. But as of right now, like I was really amazed. Like Shadow of the Colossus, Sly Cooper, every game I tried was just running.
We'll get a question
I
here.
love Shadow of the Colossus.
Yes.
The giant with the sword is my favorite one. He brings that thing down. You run up it like an anime protagonist just to go and put him down in a couple of stabs. That is so hype.
Rad.
It's awesome. Fighting giant monsters with a sword. I mean, if you watch the anime at any point in your life, you know you had flashbacks of that. Either you're going to go Super Saiyan or you're going to fight a giant monster with a sword.
It's the only two outcomes.
Exactly, that's it.
That or you'll be oblivious to the fact that every single woman around you is madly in love with you. That's the other one that happens in the anime.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm sure that both you gentlemen deal with that on a daily basis too. Stay real.
I think that's more of a problem Snake has. I haven't experienced any such thing.
I'm a fan of Solid Snake, that's for sure. Speaking of Solid Snake, let me show one more video file that you guys had prepared for me. The classic, the original.
Loud and clear, Snake. Kept you waiting.
Of course.
I'm at the sneak point.
This is the Metal Gear device.
Landing impact. We must have overused it. Sorry, but you're gonna have to deal with it. You're not.
I did Twin Snakes for GameCube on it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's Twin Snakes there, isn't it?
Is it GameCube one or the PS1 one with white?
That's not PS1.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I think
definitely
about
not
the
PS1
character
models.
models. Yeah.
Well, you know, you can do the widescreen patch and get better. Yeah.
God of War.
God of War before the textures had cached.
Hell yes.
Yeah, I
Which
think
system is this running on?
like,
God of War
when you-
2. It's got to be
This is
PS2.
God of War 2, right?
That's God of War 2. When you first run a game, a lot of these like higher emulation systems, you're gonna have to catch some shaders. That's just part of it.
Yep.
The stuttering's pretty common, and then
Yeah.
it resolves itself after a little bit.
It
And
does.
then Azil, the white model is coming to Amazon sometime soon. The listing's there, but you can't order it yet, if I understand that right.
Yeah, I believe the listing's there. We just haven't filled the warehouse with stock yet, so it'll be
Okay.
coming down the line.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
so anybody who's out there wanting to purchase the white model, just hold on a little bit longer.
Okay. A little bit longer. People are going to want to use this coupon combined with that white model because that's going to bring the price down to $300, which is pretty incredible for what you get for emulation. And those sweet magnets. Aish, can we see these magnets again? Can we do a little magnet play right now? Oh, yeah, there it is. There
Okay,
it
the mic.
is. Yes.
Yes, snap.
Oh, man, do both at the same time.
Wait, I can't get the mic close to it though. But let me see. Let me see if I can get this.
Okay, I believe in you.
Let's go.
Get one at retrohandhelds.link/Pimax. That'll take you to the Amazon page.
I'm
Wait.
glad you love this
He wants-
magnets, but just be careful. Don't hurt your hand.
And
Okay.
keep away from
Is it
floppy
dangerous?
disks.
Have you guys had
But,
accidents
it's-
in the factory with the magnets?
Oh, yeah, it'll snap on there. Like, yeah, it'll grab your finger.
Will it?
Yeah, no, we
guess so.
lost 4 workers.
It's
to
very
magnet
strong.
related
Don't hurt your
incidents in the
finger.
First month.
You had 4 lose what? Their lives?
Yeah, we
Stubbs, I think
yeah, yeah, their lives. So yeah, that's exactly what happened. Yeah, these magnets caused the death of 4 of our workers. No.
Is it? Wait, let's see.
I'm so sorry. Well, I'm sorry for all
we gotta
the
rate the
losses.
snaps. Let's
Yeah,
rate the
we
snaps.
gotta rate
here.
the snap. This is wait. You guys don't know this, but for a long time, the V90 has been the reigning snap champion of our. So let's see. Open it. Okay, a little bit of a
Ooh.
snap there. Satisfying.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. Yeah.
Oh wait, no, I didn't do that one right.
Ooh,
Let's see.
that's
Stubbs,
Aish,
I think.
you got to drop it for some.
you gotta
distance,
really.
Aish. Yeah.
you need to
you
put
gotta-
it in
there
danger,
you go.
man. There it
you
is.
go.
No, toss it across. Toss it across now, from left to right.
Oh man, like this.
Yes.
Ah no.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
I'll
See?
drop it.
See, Josh has the right idea. Yes. Yes.
This is how Aish injures himself.
Yes.
I like this too much, guys. Everybody in chat, don't do that at home.
You know, if you can't find a fridge magnet, your kid comes home, drew you a pretty picture. You always use one of these. And pick it up
What
there.
are the day magnets? They work.
I'm done with this. I've already upgraded to the next one. Might as well.
Take off your Joy-Cons from your Pimax. Use it to put your kids' drawings on the fridge, or
Yeah,
whatever else you want.
Once you're
you
done,
Speaking of some
still
snacks,
pays with you.
how about those pickles? How about some
So we need to
snacks on
talk
those
about
pickles?
this. So what's everybody's favorite? And we ask every guest this. What is your favorite type of pickle? Snake?
When we say pickle, is it the green thing in every hamburger?
Yes.
Yes, I will do a visual display of what pickles are.
Let's see.
Those are Zoo's average pickles. You got to go to the refrigerator section for the good stuff.
So, snake. Pickle is called yan cai. So yan cai the east. So you can, because they don't really do the pickled cucumbers so much in China. A lot of burger places don't even put them on their burgers. It's practically blasphemy.
What?
No. Yeah, they will serve you a $20 burger in Shanghai without a single pickle on it. It'll have foie gras on it, but not anything with vinegar in it to cut through the fat. It's just horrible.
I
It's like
am learning new things today.
When I go to McDonald's or KFC or Burger King, and I want to eat a hamburger, I just tell them no pickles. I don't like pickles.
Don't give me a single
but
I
pickle.
finally
had
got
a
my daughter onto
sandwich
eating
with
some
pickles.
pickles in her burgers. So
That's the big question.
I just want the bread and the meat and some eggs, maybe.
Eggs in a burger is
it's actually
underrated.
pretty
Like,
good. Yeah,
really
for sure.
good.
I agree with that. I agree
Yeah,
with
eggs
that.
in a burger, man. That's if you haven't done it, you need to do it. You're missing out.
Yep. Agreed.
Yeah.
You got to go over easy too. It needs to be runny.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Needs to be runny. Okay, second question. Did we get the pickles out of the both of you? So no pickles for Snake. And Josh, your pickle preference?
My favorite pickles are Korean white daikon radish pickles.
What did you just say to me?
Uh,
What? I need to Google this.
So they're white radish pickles.
That sounds pretty
If you
awesome.
go to like a Korean Korean fried chicken place, a lot of them, if they're more authentic, they'll have these little packages of white radish pickles. They're absolutely delicious. They're just a little bit tart, they're sweet, and they're super, super crunchy. It's a very satisfying. Yeah, those things. Those things are delicious.
What?
I'm
Oh,
suddenly having a craving for some Korean now.
I want some
I
Korean
adore
pickles.
those.
Pickled radish. Wow. Okay. Let's kimchi. Let's get that
For
going.
sure, yeah.
We're
Yeah.
definitely
It's
gonna
actually
need that.
really good, yeah.
Okay, second question. We need to know. So, if you've ever played a game, I won't say the name. F, marry, kill. You ever heard of that game? Well, we do it with handhelds every episode, except for this one's called Adore, Keep, Delete. What handheld would you adore for one night only, use up all the battery power? What handheld would you delete out of existence because it sucked? And what handheld would you keep forever as your one and done forever handheld? Josh.
Oh, you had to stick me with it first.
Yep. I got it. Well, I
I
picked
got a
on
feeling
Snake
I know what
last.
the keep forever one is going to be.
So
Okay,
yeah,
so
adore,
Yeah, adore.
delete, keep. One handheld for each category.
Adore for one day.
One
suppose
night of
that-
spicy passion.
Dude.
I suppose if I was going to do that, I would have to go. Yeah, I'd have to adore the Steam Deck. It's a really fantastic device. I think Valve knocked it out of the park. The ergonomics are great. I think the screen quality is fine. Frankly, I think it's a really good device and it's so comfortable to hold. I have fallen asleep with it in my hands, and it has not fallen out of those hands.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a nice device, but it just in the end, I'm a little bit limited by what I can do with it. I want to carry it around. I like having, something like a fingerprint sensor for security. So yeah, it just doesn't quite tick all the boxes. But for a one-nighter, man, she's a beauty.
Yeah, and you
she's
literally
got
slept
dumps
with
like
her.
a truck too.
She does have dumps like a truck.
And then, wait, what was the next one?
Delete.
Next
What
was
one would you
delete.
say never existed? Screw it.
Should or at least should never have existed. Yeah.
At this point, does the Wii U gamepad count?
Sure. Yeah.
Oh.
We'll allow it.
I wasn't the biggest fan either. Yeah.
Oh, I think it's very
It's unique.
looking and
Oh, it's hideous. but-
Nothing wrong
Yeah,
with
it's
it as a
hideous, for
device.
sure.
Oh, it's
I mean,
horrible.
the problem with it was, for me, is just that it wasn't different enough from the Wii. It looked like an extension to the Wii.
Yeah.
So we just never ended up getting it. So we missed out on all of those cool titles. I really wish they'd done something a little bit more removed from the Wii in terms of
Yeah,
branding and
100%.
styling and everything. so that we didn't really miss that generation growing up. That kind of sucked a little bit. So delete the Wii U, bring all the exclusives over to the Switch or something else, and I'll be a happy man.
Okay, deal. And what would you keep for your one handheld? You're on a desert island. It's the only one you get to keep.
Desert Island.
Is it the Pimax Portal?
Of course, it's the Pimax Portal. It's the only one where I can enjoy a different environment than the island upon which I am stranded. I can go check out some airports. I do a
Very
little bit
valid point.
with the PC, mobile PC, because that's not a handheld. I can still take that in addition to my handheld. That's an accessory.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And
definitely
today-
the
You can at
portal's
least
gonna be
pretend
the
you're in
one
your
I'm
living
taking home
room.
with me.
Exactly.
Just
Yeah,
gonna
you're
be going
something
everywhere.
room.
Plus the VR headset, plus the 6,000 milliamp hour battery upgrade you can do.
Portal
Give-
XL.
The Portal
XL.
XL. Oh, the XL
Absolutely.
I'm excited for. I got to hold the prototype at CES, and it feels like a Steam Deck. Like it feels really good. I just want to play with it more. Ugh.
Yeah. I think you'll get your chance pretty soon. I'm excited to start seeing them roll out. I think people will really enjoy the modularity of the device.
I think
Yep.
especially once you guys get the VR headset portion out, I think there'll be even more talk about this thing, just because of the fact that, this is a Switch-like device that can turn into a Quest, and vice versa, a Quest that can turn into a handheld, and that's a big selling point right there. That's a pretty
Yep.
cool proposition right there. So I'm very excited about it.
And then, perfect. And then Snake, sir. I don't know if Josh, if you were able to translate, if I didn't get the idea across, but we want to know your favorite handheld for one day, your handheld that you hate, and one you'd keep forever. Your true love.
Do you understand, Snake?
My answer should be 3 handhelds: one that I hate, one that I love.
That you love, and one you only get for one day.
Oh,
Temporary.
I think the one-day one should be Steam Deck, because I also always want to try the Steam OS. I'm also a PC guy. I
Yeah.
have so many games in my Steam library. I always want to play with them in other operating system like Steam OS. It's a Linux-based system. It's kind of fine, but
Yep.
I don't think the experience will be better than my PC because it's still a handheld. It's so small. It's so
Yeah.
powerless.
Yep.
So
I know
that's
what you
the one day one. And the handheld, and I
That
hate.
you hate it, or you wish it never happened.
Yeah. I think it will be this.
The X51 or the Switch?
The Switch.
Okay.
The Switch is the original one is what I hate.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get
The
that.
first
Yeah.
model.
Okay.
Yeah.
First
Yeah.
version of the V1. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't just want to I don't have this. I want Nintendo never had this.
Yeah.
Everyone in this whole planet shouldn't have this.
I mean, hey, that's fair. There was a lot of issues with the V1 Switch.
Fair.
Yeah.
The battery life was atrocious on the
It was so
V1.
bad.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
and the screen.
Yeah, the screen's not good. There was a lot of connection issues with the Joy-Cons. Yeah, there was a bunch of things wrong with the V1.
I hate how it gets so creaky too with the Joy-Cons
Yeah.
attached. I don't know. It
Yeah.
just felt kind of. Yeah.
Yeah,
They
I
definitely
hate
have
this.
refined it for sure.
The
And
loosening
I
up of
just
the
added
rails.
OLED model.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
The OLED one is much better.
Yeah,
Yes,
the
for
older
sure.
ones definitely. Like, this should have been the first one.
And then the one handheld, I want to have it with my life, I think. I
What
want to
one would
say-
you carry
I
with you
want
for
to
your
say
life?
this,
Is
but-
it the Portal?
Of course.
I want to see this, but I have to be honest. As you can see, I'm a Sony guy.
Oh.
What's
Do
it
we
gonna
have
be?
Do we have a secret Vita fan here?
So it's a,
Or PSP?
it will be PS Vita, the first module. I love
What?
the
OLED
OLED
Vita.
screen.
Oh,
Oh,
that
it
can-
is beautiful. It is beautiful.
So
Yeah.
Fair,
It would be
fair.
we need to get
the-
Sony on the
the-
stream.
my
here.
office-
1000 model.
Yeah, the first one.
Nice.
Mm,
PS Vita
Now-
1000.
yeah, the
I want to
1000.
show it, but it's in my office. I'm at home today, so
I
It's a big
adore the
movie,
1000 model.
honestly.
Yep.
But now,
It's-
now I'm a little
feels good.
disappointed. You left me to be the only one to simp for our company. Thank you for that. Yeah, no, I love the Vita. Take it practically everywhere. Honestly, I just wish that another company.
You're
I wish we could just release another Vita and just.
Well,
Yeah.
they kind of are. I mean, they're releasing
no.
something.
Oh,
They're
no.
releasing.
sorry. I just got another idea.
oh no.
That's
They're
so
releasing
bad.
a
It's
streaming
so ugly.
thing. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I just got another idea because Sony just published another handheld
Project
called
Q.
Project Q.
Yes.
I think I love that very much because it's basically use this controller. I love this.
Oh,
Would you find
And
out
there's
what's
silence.
there?
Sorry.
We found their target audience. It was Snake all along.
We
that's the thing that's ridiculous. Somebody's gonna buy it.
it looks ridiculous, but I bet you it's really
hey,
comfortable
hey.
and it has Android on it.
Well, hopefully it does. I hope that's true. I hope that actually ends up being a real thing because that makes it so much more interesting for me, honestly.
I hope
Yeah.
the battery life thing was off because
Yeah.
they said 3 hours. That's bad.
Ooh,
Yeah.
3
I
hours.
guess 'cause
for
it has all
a streaming
the,
device.
I
Yeah.
hope-
Does it have like
Yeah.
the dual sense features and all that? All the
It does. It's
level-
it's
yeah,
a
that's-
full on
that's
dual
probably
sense
why.
controller.
Yep.
Just buy a
Yeah.
Pimax Portal instead. I mean, come on. That thing has
Exactly.
way more battery life.
And if you act now, you can get $70 off by taking advantage of the QR code that he just had up on stream.
Click the QR code now for $70 off.
Come on, just do it.
Pimax Portal, XL attachment, PS Play. There you go. You have your QLED out of the way now.
Seriously.
Word of the day, of course, is magnets. They do work on the portal. The magnets are strong. They are life. They are life affirming magnets. They remind you of the inner strength that you once had before the cruel world crushed you down. Use magnets. Get them with the portal. They're the most powerful magnets I've ever used in my life.
Look at this.
Live your best life.
That's insane. That's incredible.
See, look at these.
Yeah, that's
Just look at the wiggle. Is there any wiggle? There's no wiggle. There's no wobble.
No.
Look at him. He goes flip,
No.
flip, 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 flip. He just wiggles it around.
But they're not hard
There
to
he
take
is.
out.
And look at the confidence too.
The
Look at that
confidence with the
confidence.
wiggle.
Exactly. You just hold
The
they just-
confidence.
You know
Pull
it's
right
gonna hold.
boom, put it right off. But no, there's really no wiggle. There's maybe like a tiny little bit of give on the left one, maybe a little if you really wanna get in there, and but no, there's really no. It feels like a solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if you're holding it up this way, as long as the weight distribution is like past that hinge, you're
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
The magnets are strong enough to support it.
Crazy.
Right
And
there,
you
right
feel
as your
like you're
finger
loose of the
Look at that.
The magnets
Yeah, wow.
will have
I mean,
a
that's
little
pretty
bit
much
of
to the
trouble.
edge of the device. That's amazing. Yeah.
That's nice. That's
Yeah.
just.
Yeah.
Now they're
I
hefty.
miss it. Aish,
really
mail me
like
my portal back.
I really like.
No,
Yeah,
I, got,
magnet.
I got
Want me
dibs
to mail
on
it
it.
back?
I got dibs on it. I
Oh,
get,
yeah,
I get
he-
to do a
Oh,
comparison.
that's right. Rob gets
has
it next.
Gonna do
All
a
right.
comparison. But no, these triggers, like they have a good amount of resistance, but I like the click at the end. Like it reminds me of the GameCube.
Oh, I love the click. I love
Yeah.
that on the GameCube.
You can go all the way
Yeah, Frank.
in, and then a little bit of a click there at the very end. This is the type of click that I actually like. Like I don't like the loud like mouse click. This one, like it's subtle.
I can't even hear it. Yeah.
Exactly. It's more of a tactile feel than an actual click. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, right at the bottom of its range of motion, you get that click at the bottom. It's similar to the R2 click that you got with the GameCube controller. You went all the way down and bottomed it out. I really like the L2 and R2 here. I think the triggers are really impressive.
What about
since
rumble?
we angled them in sideways to get them into such a small area?
Nice.
And really good.
Yeah, they kind of go in sideways. They don't go like straight down. Kind of push them from the side.
How's vibration and rumble in there?
Those motors do their jobs. They, aren't the hardest hitting haptic feedback options on the market, but they work well. And we're getting it mapped out so that the haptics will work in a wider variety of games. So, as we find things that support it and things that don't support it, we're going and adding that support as we go along. So if you find anything where the haptics aren't working, just report it, and we'll eventually get around to it.
And Kyle's asking or saying, looks good for racing games too.
Yep.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah.
I think that's going to feel good when you go around those corners, do your drifts, and feeling just the controller. The vibration when I was using it, I remember it being pretty strong. Not like PS5 controller nuance in the vibration, but it was solid. I remember it was way better than the Razer Edge's rumble, which is kind of weak in comparison.
Snake, do you have anything to say about the rumble motors, the haptics?
We'll leave things unsaid about the Razer Edge.
Yeah.
Hey, we got XFAT now, so that's good.
Ooh, XFAT is important.
Pretty sure the Portal had that from day one, though.
I just tested the controller vibration for PS2 emulators, and it runs well. It reminds me the good old days playing with my PlayStation 2, and I love that. And we are still adding more and more supports of rumble function in different apps.
Which brings us to our last question to close out the night here. We want to know, Snake, starting with you, what is your favorite game to play on your Pimax portal? What is your favorite you play the most of?
My favorite, I would say Metal Gear Solid 2.
Metal Gear Solid 2?
Yeah.
Okay, let's pull. I think I even had that here.
The one I play with, the one I spent most time in it is FFLNS Ultimate. It's an open board game.
That's right. You picked that one last time when we spoke.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull that up here too.
That's a pretty cool pick there. Yeah.
Let's see, open bore, the FFLNS. This one here.
Ooh.
Is this 16-bit or this is more like arcade, right?
Yeah.
Wait, what game is this?
FF is
it's using the
Final
open board
Fight.
engine.
It's a fan-made open board game.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I thought so.
That's homebrew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah, that makes
Fun.
sense.
Oh, wow.
Heck yeah.
I'm gonna get
Plays
that a shot.
Bison in a beat 'em up game.
Yeah.
Oh, G Cloud, yeah.
I don't remember this Street Fighter. Oh.
It looks fun.
Now, does it have? It looks like it has 4-player too. Actually,
Yeah.
Ooh. You can do 4-player on the portal?
you can.
You can-
What?
You can add some extra controllers like an
What?
DualSense
Oh,
or
Bluetooth, right?
Xbox
Bluetooth, yeah.
controller.
Well,
Yep.
somebody was asking if you could just use these individually, and here's like you have like just like the Switch, you have this L and R buttons in here too.
Yeah, you can
can,
use them.
So if you actually go into the settings on your portal,
Yep.
If you go into the controller settings and you go down to the controller mode selection option, and give me a second, I'll pull it up.
I got it up.
Yeah. So you go. Well, I've actually just unpaired my controllers. I was messing with them just now.
Just go
So you
multiplayer.
can switch over to multiplayer, yeah. And then that uses the left controller and right controller as two separate ones. How many controller connections do we support simultaneously on the device, Snake? It was at least 4 controllers can be connected, and I think we might have support for more than 4.
We are still working on that to make more Portal controls our Portal. But
So here I
now
have it.
we can use
So
2
now
Portal
this-
controllers and 2 other controllers like an Xbox controller or DualSense.
So 3 players total.
That's just in
Fantastic.
multiplayer mode, and then
So
You
Snake,
can bring along like an 8-bit
goes
DOS
right back
or
into
something.
gaming mode. So each one's as soon as you put him back in, it switches right back to gaming mode. Which gaming mode is that single player mode?
yeah, it's a single player mode. So Snake, so we can only have we can have 3 players right now on a single device.
That depends on the game you want to play. Some games supports 2 controllers on your phone. Then Portal can add 2 up to them, so you can play 4 players.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you can have up to 4 different input devices mapped with the different ones. Then great. So we currently have support for up to 4-player multiplayer.
That's awesome.
And
Great.
as long as you can get everything hooked up through Bluetooth, or potentially through a dock that takes advantage of the USB-C at the bottom of the device, then you'll be able to get that mapped and set up in RetroArch or whatever emulator of your choice.
Some good old
Perfect.
N64 action there.
And this
Doc-
runs at 4K 60. Actually, it can run at 4K 90 and 4K 120.
Yep.
Yeah,
that where it caps
4K
out?
120 is available.
Huh? Say again?
Snake.
4K 120, 4K. How do I say that? 112. 120.
120 hertz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm putting mine in that right now. It has to restart though, but yeah.
Actually, I have a question about the TV out. Is there a way for the Portal to actually turn its display off and then it's
Mr.
a
Clean.
fully true TV out mode?
Yes, you actually have an option for it in the settings.
Oh, man,
You
that's
can
awesome.
either do video
really
out
nice.
with the display still on, or you
Okay.
can have the display turned off. The backlights
really
go
nice.
off, but the actual panel stays active. So you can actually still interact with the touch screen even though the image is completely black.
Okay.
Wow.
And you can,
That's
you
such
can not
a
only-
thing that people overlook. When they're doing
Mhm.
these Android devices, you plug it in and you have 2 screens looking at you, and it's like that's kind of annoying after a while. So yeah, that's a really nice thing to have for sure.
Oh yeah, and yeah, you did say it runs it up to 4K 120, but 4K is not really that crazy a resolution to put on a device like this. Actually, in my opinion, since it's an integer of 1080p and also an integer of 540p, you can actually run this with the display driver at a lower resolution. It's a single process. I think it's a single calculation whenever you're doing the scaling. So you can run your games at 1080p if they're 16:9 games. They're going to look great on a 4K display of this size, and they're going to scale perfectly without it causing any weird graphical errors that are going to bother some people, like aliasing along the edges and whatnot whenever you start scaling stuff. And even if you have something that you can run at 540p, 540p is going to perfectly integer scale all the way up to 4K. So I even take advantage of that if I'm plugging up one of my retro handhelds into a 4K display. Some stuff I can't run at 1080p on something like this Win 4 or on the Steam Deck. So instead, I'll sit there and force a 540p resolution and then upscale that all the way to 4K and just do that instead. Just use the integer scaling method.
Yeah, and that's the funny thing is for our audience, the integer scaling and all that is a big deal as well. You know, these are all things that are definitely really nice about the Portal.
All right. It kind of seemed like a little bit of overkill at first to have that 4K screen on something that's to a lot of people looks like just a retro gaming device. But I think once you really start looking at what you have in terms of playing around with settings and graphical options, it starts to make a whole lot more sense. You've got a lot of pixels there to take advantage of whenever you're doing your scaling inside of a core. So you get a larger portion of the screen that's being taken up, and it looks really good.
Yeah, I think having the pixel density is going to definitely be a bonus for sure. I mean,
really...
I think that sounds like something really appealing, especially with the upscaling on the retro games, and then even just native Android games. You know, playing like Call of Duty, let's say at 4K would be really cool to see. So yeah, no, I think it's nice to have it. You know,
I've never seen RetroArch at 120. This is crazy. I'm opening RetroArch and I've never seen it be this snappy.
I can't wait to have that same reaction as you, Aish, when I do the same thing. I want that face.
Well, I said it on the video too. I'm like, just keep it at 60, 180 because just battery life. But this and like how snappy everything is at 120 is crazy. I'm trying to see if
it's one of those things that you don't think you want, but when you have it, it's like, oh yeah, this makes sense. This is nice to have.
We don't have it worked out yet, but the screen display is actually capable of being driven at 144 hertz. What's holding us back to that is the same as on our Crystal virtual reality headset. We have to sync up the mini LED backlights with the content that's being displayed on screen at the same time. And those sync rates have to be right on top of each other. Otherwise, you'll start getting flickering and ghosting and other issues. So right now we can drive at 120, but in VR, there could be the possibility to drive it up to that 144 hertz a little bit later, which really that doesn't do a whole lot for a lot of our retro handheld consumers out there. You're probably not going to be running most of your games at 144 hertz anyways. No. But it's cool to have the option.
It's cool to have it, yeah, definitely.
Unless you're Linus.
Yeah, what? I remember him saying that. I'm like, what are you running at 120 for retro games? What?
No idea.
I'm putting it back at 60 now. That was fun, but I like it at 60.
I don't even target 120 hertz on anything I play on my PC. I just keep just keep raising settings until I'm somewhere around a solid 60. I'm good.
Yeah. No, I guess for some Android games it makes sense if you really wanna push it that high. But for most emulation, there's really no point in going up to 120.
Yeah, I mean, like I could see it for like the competitive Android games, you know, things like Call of Duty and whatnot, having that extra refresh rate would be really nice. But yeah, for most things, obviously, it's not going to be needed. But again, for the VR, you're going to want that and things like that. So it is nice that it's there. You know, why not?
And someone's asking here, will this emulate PS2 and GameCube better than the Odin Pro? Yes.
Yeah, it should.
Yeah. Yep. So you have an 865 equivalent versus an 845 equivalent.
So that equivalent thing, I would say that's kind of selling it a little short too, to be honest, with that 865 equivalency, because it's going to perform better than an 865 would.
It's got the overclocking. Yeah.
Overclock.
It's got active cooling.
Overclocked GPU from the right, and then the active cooling, which really helps stabilize the temperature because that chip normally could get very hot, especially when pushing it. So the fans in there are key. It's not just having sweaty gamer hands after a few minutes.
Well, yeah, that's why I was saying like it's going to perform better because most emulation that we're going to be doing this is going to be pretty CPU intensive, but just having the active cooling is going to be a huge help. So, yeah, it's definitely going to perform a little bit better than that.
Yeah, I think we're raising the clock on it several hundred hertz.
Nice.
Yeah, we had a thing with that. Whenever we sent out the unit to Russ over at Retro Gamecore, he did the original review, and some of his customers were a little bit angry because we sent him one that had been overclocked manually before we had the ability to overclock worked out in the system. So whenever you set in the system back then, it would only apply that time you booted up the device. the next time you rebooted it, it would switch back off of the performance profile, and you wouldn't get that overclocking performance. So it hadn't been updated yet, and we'd sent out the unit to him. I was busy; we had something else going on at the time, and he just wasn't notified. So then you had some people in his comments section were like, "Oh, you guys are being misleading with the product performance." Like, no, there's an overclocking menu. What's going on here? I had to go around and run around and figure out what had happened and get him sent out that. So that overclocking menu gives you quite a bit of control, actually, over the performance. You go into manual mode, you can control the TDP. You can limit the screen refresh rate to 60, 90, or 120 hertz. And then you also get the overclock limiter as well, which you guys already know.
Awesome. Yeah. That's the good stuff. That's how we can really get some of those like PS2 running at 4x resolution and crazy stuff like that.
Yep. But for everything I tested, I was at 60 and I kept it in game mode. That's it. I didn't really have to go into high performance except for one game.
That's very impressive. Yeah, that's insane.
Well, and while we have Josh here, Josh, what's your favorite game to play on the Pimax Portal?
My favorite game to play on the Pimax Portal is Star Fox 64.
Yes.
I would play the Citra version. I would play the 3DS version, but I just find that it kind of doesn't work well through most of the emulators right now. It's difficult locking down one on the XR2 that really gets it quite right. You get a couple of weird issues on later stages. The sun planet, Solar, ends up being flipped upside down on some devices. It's very annoying.
Yeah.
But I adore Star Fox. It's one of my favorite series.
And just for the record, that's one of the emulator than the Portal itself. There's a lot of weird things going on with 3DS emulation for Android right now.
Oh yeah, no. That's just it just emulation is what it is. Sometimes you got a couple little quirks, but I end up liking the Nintendo 64 version of the game anyways. It's a little bit more of that nostalgia hits me whenever I boot it up. I need those polygons.
Yes.
Yep.
You want to have those sexy polygons, and you can play it on 3DS or N64, which is cool. Both of which run on the Portal. Both of which will run well into 3x, 4x, maybe 5x upscaling resolutions. I'm also a Star Fox fan, although I like the original one the best still to this day on SNES. I don't know why. Just simple polygons.
64 is probably my favorite as well.
Yeah, 64 too.
Yeah. I remember getting the big box with the rumble pack
64 is just a remake of the Super Nintendo version anyway.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, that's all it pretty much is. It's just like a better looking version of the SNES one. The only reason I don't like the SNES one is because when I was a kid, I tried playing it and I had no idea what was going on.
Like, it was barrel roll. Do a barrel roll left and right.
It was too much for my
childhood
process. Like,
Super FX chip on the SNES. Yeah.
It was too much.
Did any of you actually play through Star Fox 2 whenever they released it on the SNES Classic? It was a SNES Classic, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I tried and I got PTSD from it. I can't remember when I was a kid. Like, no, I can't do this. Just going to go play 64 again.
Yeah.
Which I did. Tech demo from they had a tech demo for the Game Boy, and that's where they got Star Fox from, right? Unless I'm remembering that wrong. I think the game was called X on Game Boy, where they did like a 3D engine for Game Boy.
That would be something. I gotta see this.
I gotta see it. I forgot who it was. So that's where they got the idea for the
What
chip.
is this?
For the FX chip for Super Nintendo, like somebody made like a 3D space fighting game for Game Boy, and then Nintendo saw it, or I forgot who saw it first. And they're like, wow, this is amazing. And I think they released a game called like X or something like that for Game Boy, which is basically where they got the idea for like Star Fox.
Isn't that what Twitter is called now?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, you're talking like a real old school vector graphics, like a vector graphic.
I remember what the game was called.
Right.
Yeah. It wasn't real 3D, but it was like the first time somebody was trying to do 3D, and they were doing it on a Game Boy.
What was the game called? Let me look this up.
I'm trying to
Yeah,
remember.
that's actually what I'm doing right now.
Rob's
That's
on the
it.
case.
See if I can find it.
Hey, you guys all get your Retroid Pocket 2S orders in today? I don't know if anyone's following that. You guys fans of Retroid products at all?
Yep, here it is. It's called X. 1992 video game called X.
Yep,
Let me see if I can get that.
I've got the Wikipedia. up here.
Perfect.
There you go. Yep.
You got it?
I knew I wasn't crazy. Well,
You're never crazy, Aish.
at least at that.
We love you, Aish.
I went down a rabbit hole, one of those like game explains videos like a while back, and they were talking about that. It always happens to me.
So yeah,
Here it
here's
is.
Oh, yeah, I've played this. Yeah.
X.
This is for the first Game
First-person
Boy.
space combat simulator video game. Huh.
Yep.
Notable
same,
for being
same,
the-
same guys behind Star Fox. Yeah.
Yep.
I got
3D video
Gunpei
games.
Yokoi. Yeah. Wow. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's when they realized like we can't get the Super Nintendo to actually do this, so
Let's
let's put
more
it
pictures of the game.
in the game that's going to do it for
Sick.
it.
You got some actual gameplay footage or images. So this looks
Yeah,
like
you gotta go to YouTube and add the word retrospective after the end.
There
of
you
the...
go. There you go.
Gameplay. Yep. Man, it's amazing what people will do. Like when they find something they want to like invest time in with tech. It's crazy.
There's a lot of talented people out there with time to put into something they're passionate about.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much how we got
on YouTube,
There we
right?
go. This is perfect.
Yeah.
Oops.
Ooh, that Retroid Pocket 2S is pretty in that green.
Right? Isn't it pretty?
I kind of hope it. I wish it. Does it have some green LEDs in it? If the entire thing would glow, that'd be
Oh, I'm
cool.
sure somebody's gonna do that.
The internet
this
will
is
get to it. I'm sure.
This is another interesting option. Now, not anywhere near as powerful as the Portal. Way less powerful, but it is $100. This is a little 4:3 aspect ratio device that rocks it at all the way up to some PS2 and GameCube. You're really going to want to enjoy some Dreamcast, PSP, and N64 in here. So Star Fox, you got that Jungle Fantastic.
So
course,
this is
that's-
just a refresh of the earlier Retroid Pocket 2.
Plus,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
it's the 2 Plus, but they added Hall joysticks. You got D-pad, better D-pad, ABXY buttons,
Analog
triggers. God, what else? Touchscreen, a better touchscreen.
Yeah, they got rid of the slider on the right analog stick, so yeah, it's nice.
it doesn't
It's a
do
good one to
this, though.
slip in it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
And no magnets. And no
It
magnets.
Like and the magnets.
It's still no Portal. Yeah, I have
It's
to agree
still
with
no
Aish.
Portal.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, it's no Portal. It's no Portal.
and this is just so pocketable. You know, you just take that.
You just
off,
take it
you
off.
Got your tablet, and it just slips right in a pocket.
Well, do you
Honestly,
guys see?
I could see myself just using it as a tablet. That's
I
pretty
did
slick.
too. Just like some
Yeah,
touchscreen
that's
games.
slick.
Like,
Seriously.
So I was actually surprised. My coworker Michael actually uses it that way. So while we
Yeah.
were traveling, we had a road trip not too long ago through part of the U.S. showing our Crystal headset, and I participated.
Nice.
In that. And a couple of times we had a hotel room, or an Airbnb. I walked past, he'd be sitting there watching YouTube on the Portal, using it as a tablet. With the controllers just who knows where. And he was super happy using the device that way. I never used it that way. I think I tried like once or twice. But then I've got my phone. My phone's got a big screen. And then I've got other devices around. It just, I ended up gaming on it. But he just used it like a little tablet.
Well, and you guys have a screen protector now you can get for this too that I just saw go up from Mr. Shield.
We work with a variety of aftermarket manufacturers for accessories. We're even in talks with the accessory makers for our other products as well. So I think that glass screen protector is something you definitely want to invest in, especially whenever you're doing something like a handheld gaming.
Yep.
And especially this device because it's also doing VR. So the front glass display is what you're looking directly at through the lenses. You know, the focus is technically behind the glass on the display itself on the actual panel, but you're still looking straight through that when you're doing VR with the device.
Yeah.
So I would recommend a high quality screen protector. And that way, if that screen protector does ever get damaged and causes any sort of visual artifacting inside of your VR experience, you know that just pulling that off and replacing the screen protector is going to solve the issue. I think that that's a very valuable assurance if you're buying a device like this.
Is there a case available for this right now? Like a hard case or anything?
I don't know of a hard case. Snake, do we have any cases available?
No, we are not developing any cases, but we are still finding the best case for Portal on the market.
What about
I guess you said
hard
something like
protective
these.
case, like to put on the device and to play it at the same time, not to store it. Snake.
Then we'll need some time to find some factory to make some of this.
Well, it's the same size
I
as
know
the
you said a
Switch,
Switch Lite, right?
Switch Lite, right? So
Yeah,
a Switch Lite
yeah.
case should fit it.
Maybe it's something. Yeah.
Switch Lite cases should fit it, yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, so,
great.
I've got one of these. This is a Switch Lite case like they sell at like Best Buy and Walmart here in the States. So it'll actually fit in there. This one, I believe, was probably adapted from being an original Switch case, and Nintendo just wanted to, or whichever company wanted to save it. But you got a decent fit.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the
Not
one that
much
has
wiggle room.
an adapter for the light?
It does have an adapter for the light.
Yeah,
Now, the adapter for the light won't quite fit the portal. You can see that you've got
Okay.
a little bit of extra, Now, you could make it fit for sure.
What about a
you
Tom Talk case like this?
I
Yeah,
picked this case up in a Best Buy here in the States.
Okay. And how much
Yeah,
does
but
that one
here-
go run for? Like $20 around?
Yeah, about $20, I believe, is what I paid for this. Now, I leave that Switch Lite adapter in there, and then it's a pretty
Hey.
snug. It doesn't fit
That's pretty
perfectly,
solid,
but it fits
yeah.
really well, and there's not a lot of wiggle in there anymore.
Awesome.
So I think that's a good option for now. If you're here in the United States, Walmart, Best Buy, you'll be able to get something that'll work really great.
Yeah.
And it's
This
It's
is
and-
awesome.
They're cheap and they're readily available, so
Yep.
you can't beat that.
There's some
and-
all black ones on Amazon for like $10.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
And Snake was showing here in chat the exact dimensions. So it's 151 by 89 by 14.25 millimeters and 251 grams. That's without the controllers. So that's very pocketable and light, as
very
well
light,
as, so
What's
we
the
could
weight
get
with
some
the
cases
controllers,
made.
actually?
251 grams.
And then with it?
With controllers, I don't know. Snake? $367 grams.
Oh, so it's actually lighter than a Switch, original Switch.
Thank you, Snake.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's really nice.
Is that the game?
What-
there you go.
Andros.
Yeah.
There we go. This is from that game that Aish was talking about.
Yeah.
Hey, that's
That-
fun.
That turned into Star Fox.
This reminds me of oh man, what's the game from Atari? Jeez, I'm blanking on it. It looks just like that,
that's
just
so
the limited
cool.
technology. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Defender.
Sorry, guys. This game makes me think. Am I too young for this conversation?
No, we just have an obsession with old games.
We're kind of retro gamers around here.
But I think I play a game looks like this on the NES, the Top Gun NES version.
Oh yeah, Top Gun's great.
I haven't
always
even
have-
been playing anything 2D, anything 3D recently. I've been stuck on just like 2D gaming. The Adventures of Lolo have been taking up a lot of my time.
I love the Adventures of Lolo. The first one.
The first one's so good.
Did we just become best friends? Are we gonna do a virtual high five?
Virtual high five, best friend.
And thanks for the cough drop that you gave me at CES. I was not feeling great. I really appreciate that.
Problem. It might be where you got the COVID, but
Right. So here's the story. Josh from Pimax gave me COVID. We're close. We're closer than most YouTube reviewers would be, but it's okay. It's all love.
It's all professional.
It's all professional. On this professional live stream. Right. So as we start to wrap things up, if you want to get yourself a Pimax portal, there's a couple options. You could buy it directly from their website, which let's take a look real quick. Pimax.com. Of course, we have an affiliate link in our description. All of these links are in our description. If you want to support us, non-affiliate, just go to Pimax.com. But go here, click on the portal, and it'll kind of show you all the features of the portal. And down here, you can select the 128 gig model in white, which this is the way to get it right now before it comes on Amazon. Buy it directly from them. $369. Do any of these codes work on your website, or is it Amazon only?
Snake, do those work on the website? I do not know.
No, it's only on Amazon.
Okay. Well, okay, so this is comparable, but if you want that white model early, get it from the website here. 256 gig from 400, the QLED from 549. So it's going to be really comparable once you add the coupons to just get it direct from Amazon and have faster shipping. This one, going this route, does say about a week time to get it shipped out to you. Compared with Amazon, let's take a look. Where are we at here? Amazon looks like you'd be getting it.
Oh, by the way, we're not seeing that on screen, by the way.
Oh, wait, we're not?
If you'll check the small text at the bottom, too, that actually does note that our products have already started to arrive in the Amazon warehouse. They're not available just yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it looks like early August right now. So
Early August,
yeah,
7th.
yeah.
So we're looking out about a week.
And you do get Amazon Prime with that, so you know all the benefits that come with it.
Yep. And your 128 should be there soon. This coupon does stack, so use the $50 coupon here. Brings it to $450. Then use the $20 coupon from this live stream, which has been on screen as well as left in chat, and will be in our description. That'll bring it down to $425, which is really close to what we have here on the website for being $400. So you are going to pay a little bit to have that Amazon convenience fee, but it's a great
Should be pretty
price.
close. Yeah.
Pretty close for that 256 gig internal storage model with the 8 gigs of RAM. The QLED model has a beautiful, gorgeous screen, and if you get the upgrade when the View headset comes out, that's going to give you that 6,000 milliamp hour battery pack on there, giving you a total of 10,000 milliamp hours, which is freaking crazy. That's going to start at $549, and then we have it up here on Amazon coming shortly, which I believe is going to be around $550 after the coupon, somewhere around there. Check back in a few days on this one. I know it's not ready quite yet.
Yeah, just check back in a few days on it. So we're starting to get our stock out at Amazon, and for those customers who are not interested in purchasing through our own official website or through Amazon, but are in the North American market,
Yeah.
we are going to have a couple of other options for affordability coming soon.
Excellent.
So we've got some distribution partners in the United States that will offer you some alternatives if that's what you need.
Yeah, and that's good to know. And also interesting daily videos here says, I'm really interested in the QLED. Haven't seen any videos of this model. Can you please have a video made? You know what? We got you covered there. Mr. Aish here on this very YouTube channel did a deep dive review of the QLED model specifically. Not only that, but you can watch a over 2-hour live stream that the Retro Tech Dad and I did. Aish, you were on that one too, weren't you? Or we had Zoo.
But no, it was Zoo. I was modding
That's
chat.
right. Yeah, well, we did a live stream and kind of tried to see what we could do with it. And a lot of that live stream, of course, was me playing with magnets. So accept my shortcomings. Let me run my own banner. Accept my shortcomings, everybody. It's okay. I love magnets.
It's okay. It happens.
Magnets, they do work. But we cannot judge, but subscribe for more.
Rare earth magnets.
Yes.
Pimax, master of magnetism.
Monster of magnets.
It's definitely a feature, guys. It's definitely a feature.
Snake says the green circle made Aish look like a Detroit Become Human character.
What? Oh.
When you had the green circle show up on your eye, the reflection, I think, in your glasses. You're a Detroit Become Human AI robot.
Oh, this? Did I have a green circle? Oh, there it is.
It's in your eye right now. Yeah.
Why is it green?
You're very cybernetic.
Yeah, it's a white light. It's
Small.
it's my blue light filter.
Yeah. I was thinking it's a filter in there. Yeah.
Yeah, there's my glasses have a blue light filter.
That's amazing.
I need to
Okay,
play
so
that.
I'm gonna pull up Aish's video real quick. So this guy did a really deep dive, and I'm really proud of him. I
made it
barely
a short
scratched the
process,
surface.
Like, there's so much more you can get into with this, but I wanted to make something that wasn't too long so that people would like click on it. But yeah, I covered as much as I could.
Yeah, and you're
Android
deep
games.
diving controls, the dead zones,
Yep.
which there's an update to help
Yeah, I
out with
just
some.
got the update too. By the way, I was looking at
Did
it.
and that worked, and that fixed the dead zones.
Well, you can calibrate them now. I have to play around with it.
Really?
I'm not. Yeah, but
Oh, fantastic!
some of the menus.
That was our one big issue, was those darn dead zones.
No, there's a state calibration that went in there. I just saw it this morning, so I can't really comment too much of what all the update is. I'm sure you guys can though. But yeah, some of the stuff I noticed in menu did change too, so that's nice.
And it's nice being able to have the adjustment because it depends on what game you're playing. Like, not every game needs the circular dead zone versus the ones that are more into the corner and the squares. So
If you go like further in the video, I have a little bit of PS2 showing too, and I have Sly Cooper running, and some Switch.
Let's see
Ooh,
here.
Sly one.
Yeah, Sly Cooper 1.
I just played
what's
through it
the-
again recently in the Vita collection.
Nice.
It's a good game. That's
Apparent-
clockwork.
Apparently,
lines-
so is
Wait, that's-
NCAA. Yeah.
I'm sorry, my like the camera on my phone not syncing up with the refresh rate on the screen. They're not going to be there for anybody that's seeing that right now. It's just my recording was wonky.
Aish, are we getting live director commentary from you right now?
Yes, you are.
That's great. Behind, it's like behind the.
This is like the extra features on the DVD.
You have to package it up and point it back to your other video. You need those hyperlinks.
Yeah, that's right. And I,
Hey, what did I do? Celeste, Hades. What else did I show? I kept it pretty light.
I don't know, but I like your intro. I like the panoramic.
I've been trying to retro tech that my way.
I gotta steal some of your transitions on my videos. Rob, we have a video from you coming soon, don't we?
For the Portal?
Yeah.
Yeah. Once I get my device, I'm definitely going to be making one. Yeah.
That took forever to make, by the way. Just
The
trying to
little
get-
animation.
that sort of like transition there took a while to get right.
There's definitely an art to it.
Yeah.
I'm learning. I kind of just throw my videos together and hope it sticks for the most part. But
Such a difficult process. I
Yeah.
envy that you are all able to sit down and actually edit your videos.
yeah.
We
I
suffer.
can't even give you that part.
Yeah, I know. It's my least favorite part. These guys are
Actually,
masochists. They actually enjoy it.
Like,
I do like it
Oh,
too. I
fun,
find
yeah.
it soothing.
yeah, exactly.
Oh
I just like
no.
It's my one
just
chance
like
to
talking
actually
live.
let my creative juices flow a little, you know.
Like, when I'm just cutting stuff and I'm working transitions and all that, like I'll put like a little bit of ASMR in the background, and I'll get to work.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's relaxing.
I couldn't tolerate having to look at my own face for that long, just going through, cutting, clipping, stitching things together. I wouldn't survive the experience. Just in case
Hearing
someone else.
yourself talk gets old, though. I will say that. Like I have a hard time going back to like rewatch my videos afterwards, because just hearing me talk, I'm like, I'm good.
We can use the portal as a phone, can't we? On the QLED model, right?
No,
we can't.
unfortunately
No,
not.
okay.
Yeah, if we did, we had the opportunity to go with the certification to add wireless to add the the 4G or 5G connectivity to it. But if we'd done so in the Chinese market, we would have been forced to work with one of the local phone carriers, and then we would have had to create a bunch of contracts with them. We would have had to retail it through their stores. It would have introduced a lot of extra complications, and probably would have harmed our time frame as far as getting units out to customers. So unfortunately, we had to drop that, even though we did want to in the beginning have that 5G capability.
These extra buttons
Got
up here,
it.
by the way, have been awesome in emulation. Like
Really?
this is my starting select. I
Really?
know
Oh,
they're
you can
down-
remap. Okay.
Yeah, but I just remap this as start select, and then I use this one over here for like fast forward, and I map this to back like for the emulator menu. So those four buttons
nice.
up here for emulation
Yeah.
have been really nice. I don't like having start and select down here. It's
I like having all the extra inputs for hotkeys, especially. And it makes a really big difference.
Mhm.
You start getting into a bunch of different emulators, and you're sitting there trying to bind hotkeys, and then not all the functions are offered across different emulators. You're trying to remember how you set it up for each one. It can be a little bit of a pain.
that I don't like having hotkey enablers, like having to press like select to get my hotkeys to work. I don't like that because some games actually use select. So it gets kind of annoying. And it's just nice having those 4 extra buttons to just be able to map them to whatever you want.
Trying to hit select and then save your state in RetroArch. And whenever you have a game that actually uses select to pause the game, so it pauses and goes into the menu, and then it pauses and go back out.
Like try doing
Such a
that
pain.
with Golden Sun. Every time you press it.
Right.
Or you accidentally press it and you're like, I'm trying to save my state, and you load it and you haven't saved for a while.
I've had that happen to me.
Absolutely
for
the
sure.
worst.
Yep.
I have lost so many retro emulation save states and save files over the years. I think that's a big thing with the retro emulation community. I'm glad I'm seeing a lot more tools that do automatic cloud backups and whatnot.
Oh,
The Emu deck, they're working that into the package that they're doing for everyone. And I think that's really great, the way that it makes things a little bit more accessible. It takes a lot of that initial process of putting together the emulation system, and it just takes it out of it. Although it does make it significantly harder if you don't like the way they've done anything and you want to make it function differently.
Yeah.
It's kind of a hit and a miss there as far as things go. You can never please everybody, I guess. But
that's true.
The save states I think are a really big deal. Being able to just bind those to a button. I had a couple of games where I kicked myself out of the game because I had set up hotkey inputs incorrectly, and then that select button was being used for something. Lolo, we were talking about Lolo earlier. The select button self-destructs you; it kills you.
Oh.
Yeah, so if you have select set as your enabling retro hotkeys,
exactly right there.
You'll load your state and then you'll just die immediately for no reason. You have no idea.
No.
It took me a couple of days before I figured out what was going on.
Oh no. Oh no. That's the best. Well, you just got to remap, right? And RetroArch is such a pain. It's just such a pain. Even to this day, learning all of its nuances, and then they change stuff. I'm really happy, though, since they added retro achievements in, which has been years now. but retro achievements are one of my favorite things. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
I'm trying not to get into them. I know I'm gonna
Same.
lose myself if I do.
You're gonna lose yourself to the
I think I made
music,
an
the
account,
moment. Ain't never gonna
Did
let
like
it go.
one game.
But
Yeah, I've got an account on Retro Achievements, so and I let it pop up the name of the achievement. I let it do everything except for the screenshot. I'm not doing a screenshot.
Right.
It doesn't matter that much, but I like it. It's nice to see that someone has gone through and taken the effort to plan out and create all of those trophies for older games.
Yep.
I do it to support the community, I suppose. That's why I keep it on, because I'm never going to go and check and see how many of them I have. I'm never going to look at it, but I do have it and I use it.
Well, good.
I'm staying away.
I enjoy it.
I know what happened to me during the Xbox 360 days.
Yeah, but it's just a nice little bonus. You don't have to have achievements. It's just if you're already on Wi-Fi, you're at home, you're on a network, why not have a little extra something? Now, if you play it offline, you go in the woods, you hang out with the cabin. You know what? No retro achievements, no Wi-Fi, more battery life. Either way, win-win. I don't know. I've just been around too long, and I just want a couple dopamine hits from my handheld every now and again, instead of it just draining my bank account because we're all addicted to this hobby.
we are. I got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got about 30 handhelds around me right now, so yeah.
I've got maybe 80 to 100 around me at any given time. Now I'm down to like 10. So it's under
what
control.
Did you do? Do you just sell them all up? Do you just configure them and
does
hand
fire
them
sales.
I like to collect, try out every little thing, every handheld that comes out, do a video on it maybe. And then, I'll often do some sort of fire sale, or I'll do giveaways on the channel here. And eventually they all find a home, and other people love them, I hope. If you're out there not playing your handhelds, shame on you. They miss you, and they wish you would play with them.
Yep.
Yeah.
So buy a Portal and play with it.
That's right. Word of the day.
Play with it.
Buy your Portal. Play with your Portal. Touch your Portal.
The Portal
Magnets,
is awesome, and you should buy one.
Yeah.
Get one at retrohandhelds.link/Pimax, or just search on Amazon. Well, guys, this has been awesome. Thank you so much for joining us, Pimax, Snake, Josh. You guys have just been a lot of fun to talk to and hang out with today. So thanks for coming on.
All right. Thank you for having us. I really appreciate you taking the time to sit down and talk with us about it, and enjoy all of your content. I'll be keeping an eye out, and hopefully we get a couple more mentions in the future. Maybe we'll have a chance to drop by and do another stream.
Yep, we will continue covering Pimax and all you guys are doing. We don't get as much into the VR in this side of things, but we're interested when the View headset comes out. We are totally going to look into that and cover that because I think it's just really cool to have that as an option. Not only that, but thank you to all of our patrons and our subscribers for watching. You guys are the best. You make this channel what it is. You make everything possible. You made it possible for us to go to CES to cover the Portal, which is just huge that we're out here doing this, doing what we love. Aish, Rob, you guys have been the best hanging out with us again here, of course. And Rob has his own channel. He's the Retro Tech Dad on YouTube, so at Retro Tech Dad. He is my Retro Tech Daddy, of course. And we appreciate him.
Tech Daddy. I'm leaving comments in his channel just calling him Tech Daddy.
Yeah.
Are they just calling him the Tech Daddy?
Yeah.
He's just like, yeah, Daddy, please.
Oh man, you guys, every episode, man, you guys make me laugh so much. Well, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. This stuff really helps the channel. We just hit 15,000 subs today, so we're celebrating that, amazing. And we're celebrating the Pimax Portal. Guys, awesome work, Pimax, building the most unique handheld we've ever tried. Also one of the most powerful. Kudos to you, and we look forward to what comes from you in the future.
Snake, do you want to wrap up for us?
Yeah, Snake.
Yeah, we are still planning on Pimax Portal 2. We have still so many things to get better.
Yeah.
We will love to communicate with our fans, our customers. We love to hear from you, and we want the next product to be better, to be perfect. Thank you all. Thank you.
And the best way to do that, if you are a Pimax customer or a prospective Pimax customer, is to interact with us through social media, either on our YouTube, our subreddit, Pimax Official, through our Discords, and I believe we also have a TikTok page that is slowly growing, but we're getting some nice engagement over there. So, feel free to go and search us out on social media. And sorry, I don't have the tags available right now.
No, you're at Pimax VR.
Yeah, at Pimax VR is our official YouTube channel. And
subscribe
go through
right
there.
now.
Feel free to leave a comment. And you can also tag us or hit a hashtag Pimax on any social media, and we definitely pay attention.
You pop up on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. So, yep, you're quick and you always respond in very fast.
No Twitter, it will be x.com.
Oh, yeah. Right, x.com, not Twitter. And it's it's not called tweets anymore. They're called Zeets, Xeets.
Oh, yeah.
See that?
Apparently, Microsoft owns the trademark to X.
Oh no! Oh no! People just keep calling them Skeets, though. Anyways, X gonna give it to you.
Is it?
I feel
X?
like going to x.com is going to take me somewhere else.
Don't go to X. Don't do any other,
Don't Google that.
Don't. No. Z from the window to the walls, like everything. None of this. No, this is bad. This is a
lot
show.
of things we've said today shouldn't be Googled. Tech Daddy, X.com.
One of the first things I see here, like from Forbes, the X-rated problem with Twitter's new name. Yeah, don't Google that.
Yeah,
Zoo taught me what a lolly is the other day. Don't Google that either. Anyways, guys, thanks everyone for watching the stream. We'll see you on the next one. This has been Stubbs with Retro Handhelds. Please take care of your handhelds, everybody, and take care of each other.